Hey everyone, I wanted to do a little update video about the Bandai Mordant figure that I covered in Weird Bandai a while ago. Now, I found an odd little thing that, yeah, deepens the rabbit hole of this figure here. Let's see, now, in the video I go over how bizarre this guy looks. He doesn't really look like Mordant. The, uh, the outfit he's wearing kinda resembles Mordant, but and he's like a pig, but other than that, yeah, he doesn't have anything in common, and the strangest thing is this two overlapping stomachs with two belly buttons. I don't know what in the world that's all about, but I think I might have found a thing about it. See, I was looking up some pictures of Power Rangers, and I was looking up some stuff about the new Animaniacs cartoon, and I was starting to get into that, and it made me want to go back and watch the old Animaniacs cartoon. And there was a Power Rangers parody they did, Super Strong Warner Siblings. It's a kind of a fan favorite Animaniacs episode. A lot of Animaniacs fans really like it. As a Power Ranger fan, I'm kind of neutral on it. It's extremely basic. There's not a whole lot to it. It basically just parodies the basic premise of Power Rangers. The Warner siblings are giving kids bags of money, I guess parodying the charity events the Mighty Morphin Rangers are constantly in, and then a chubby Rita parody sends down a monster, they fight the monster, the end. It's fine. Anyway, the chubby Rita has a couple of minions, including a pig guy who looks an awful lot like Bandai Mordant. In fact, this figure looks far more like this character from Animaniacs than he actually looks like Mordant from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. The Super Strong Warner Siblings cartoon was put out September of 1995. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie was put out in June 1995, a few months before. So, the first thought might be that, oh, well, Animaniacs creators must have gone into a toy store, this was the first Power Ranger toy they saw, and used that as the basis for their monster. Which is a perfectly plausible explanation, and maybe that's what it was. But animation, like an episode of Animaniacs back in the 90s, it was a very high quality show. It would take probably like almost a year, if not more, to put together a whole episode of Animaniacs. And that made me wonder, so when did this Mordant figure come out? Like, did it come out like several months prior to the movie? I haven't been able to find any evidence to anybody saying that they saw the figures before the movie, and whenever I try to look up anything about this Mordant figure, all it says is release date 1995. There's no month, there's no, like, really definite evidence, and let's see, on his foot here, yeah, it says 95 Bandai, so I don't know, like, was this possibly put out, like, several months like in advance? The Animaniacs storyboard artists or character designers or whoever, they happen to see this, they liked it, and decided to put it in the show. But then there's another weird thing. In the show, he's the only one who's apparently based off of a toy. The Rita parody is based straight off of Rita from the show. In the toy line, she didn't really have a toy. I think there was like a stuffed toy of Rita, and there was a few like figurines here and there, but really hard to find toy representation of Rita. And because the other thing is the voices in the Animaniacs cartoon clearly parody the actual Power Rangers show, so they must have actually watched the show in order to write this episode. The chubby witch sounds like Rita. The pig monster, who looks an awful lot like Bandai Mordant, is obviously supposed to sound like Goldar. And then there's two other minions. There's a Scottish dog monster whose face kinda sorta resembles Finster, but then there's another monster who serves Finster's role. The Scottish dog monster more is an amalgamation of Squat and Babu. Just a goofy minion who doesn't really do much himself. And then, anyway, the Finster parody is a short little green guy with red graduation robes. His voice, he has kind of like a creepy, sinister voice. It doesn't really sound too much like Finster. Oh, and the Scottish dog thing just has like a goofball, goofy voice. Oh, hi, Rita. Like, kind of like that. So, anyway, it made me wonder, why was if the pig guy was based off of this figure, why was he the only one based off a toy? And the other thing I was wondering is, like, if the toy was not the inspiration, why does it look so similar? And one of the interesting things, the pig monster in Animaniacs, looking at his design, suddenly makes sense of these overlapping stomachs. Now, the pig monster in the Animaniacs cartoon only has one belly button, like a normal monster. But the overlapping stomachs aren't actually overlapping. It's a belt that he's wearing around his stomach that closes in and, like, creates that muffin top look. So, now I'm wondering, was that the intention with this? Was it not supposed to be, like, whatever this is, and it was actually, like, he's got a belt, but it's buried by his massive, like, blobs of fat there? I don't know. Oh, and the other thing, the monster, the pig monster, he had a helmet on, which I'm thinking maybe that was based a little bit off of a pudgy pig, but also it could have been based on this mohawk that, at a glance, looks like it could possibly be a helmet. The pig monster didn't have a monocle in Animaniacs. The face didn't really look like this. It was more like just a generic pig monster face. Oh, and he had sandals on in the show. But anyway, one of the things I was wondering about was Animaniacs. I'm just assuming, because I don't know the exact production dates for all the episodes, but normally in animation, TV, like high-quality animation like Animaniacs back in the 90s, usually took about a year to produce. So, I'm just assuming here, possibly in the storyboards, they had the design for that pig monster long before Mordant, his design was finalized for the Power Rangers movie. So I'm wondering, did Bandai, like, somehow see Animaniacs' concept designs, and they made this toy based off that character? I don't know. It's more likely that Animaniacs saw this toy and based the character off of this, but like I said, it's weird. Why was this the only toy that they copied? When everyone else has a very original design, they're not based on any particular toy. So just one of those weird things that deepens the rabbit hole of this figure, and it just raises more questions to me. Like, so now I'm wondering, did they see this weird overlapping stomach and did Animaniacs add the belt in? Or did Bandai see that character and they were like, yep, that's a cool design, and then they designed the toy and just didn't put the belt in because it's Bandai and they leave out little details like that sometimes. What a mystery. So I still don't know exactly what is going on with this figure, and it's kind of funny that, like, this toy was most likely the inspiration for the character in Animaniacs. So I wonder if that would, like, increase any fans' like desire for this figure, since it's not movie accurate. It's not really a very good toy on its own. It's just a silly looking little monster. It'd be good, like, I don't know, you could put it in with some Ninja Turtle bad guys, he'd fit right in. So I'm wondering if Power Ranger fans, like, knowing that this guy looks so much like the Mordant, or Pig Monster, from Animaniacs, super strong Warner siblings, would that make them want this figure more? Maybe. Oh, well, anyway, I just wanted to do a little video talking about this weird figure and his, possible cameo in Animaniacs. Of all things. So yeah, that's all for this one. See ya.